Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Okay, let's take a look at things. Current blood sugar. Oops, don't want to do that. Current blood sugar is 10.3. Had a few corrections last night. This doesn't tell a whole story. Last night I was sick. I revisited stuff. Was not a good night. I'm surprised 10.3 is actually fairly good. I'm now fully calibrated and have 3.5 units of insulin left as per the last correction of 1.75. So the pump is doing what it has to do. Not a great day. 76% time in range. Excuse me. Oh, itchy nose. 23% above 10. 76% in range. 1% below 3.9. Don't remember that. And we're back to 8.9. Gonna have to take a look at blood sugars. See where the 15 minutes of low blood sugar came from. What I'm going to discuss with you today is planning. What to plan, how to plan, and does planning take the spontaneity out of life away? Stay tuned, we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Planning. What sort of things do you have to plan? Well, I've kind of told you this right from the get-go of this channel. First of all, you have to have lows planned. Now, that would be great to say, okay, today at 11:02, I'm going to have a low blood sugar. No. But how to respond to lows. I have a low plan that works for me. Doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone, and that's why I don't really post it. I don't want people to take this and say, oh my God, that's the best plan. I'm going to utilize that. No. Having a plan works for you. It's kind of like I was always told when I went through training to be a trainer that you only teach your plan. You don't go and say, okay, I'm going to teach this plan. It doesn't work. So simply don't do it. You need to be prepared so that if a low happens, or in reverse, if high blood sugars happen, you need to be able to plan that. Now, another question you may be asking is, won't that affect everyday life? Well, the answer is not really. So first you're saying plan, and then you're saying that doesn't take away the spontaneity. Well, as a kid, when we went away, whether it was school trips or whatever, we would have like a little overnight bag packed. And in it, I'd have my syringes, everything I'd need, and then I'd head out. I could come home, say, oh, well, I'm going over to Jimmy's tonight. I grabbed this bag. It also had PJs, and I could go and spend the night. So you have to plan to be spontaneous, is what I'm saying. And I think that overnight bag led me to my diabetes supply bag. Even when I'm going out and going around, I will still take my bag with me. In there I have a pump change, lows, glucometers, a lot of stuff. I could basically do any diabetes procedure away from home. What it saves me is, oh my God, I didn't take my insulin today. Oh my God, what happened? If it was in the bag, I knew I'd be fine. I just had to find a way to take my insulin, and we'd be super. I'd done insulin in a moving airplane, in a train, in the back of what's now called Translate bus. But it was bumpy, but you managed to do it. I had it, I was able to do it because I had things with me. Planning to plan makes it easy. You don't have to go and, go and prepare for the shocker that you've left something behind. A lot of times I would take the bag, I wouldn't even use it. And then I'd think, I'd be fine. At first I thought, well, I'd have a bag at home, I'd have a bag at work, I have all these little bags all over the place. You have to get insulin for each bag, supply. It starts to get a little expensive. It just ended up making sense. And this bag has had many iterations. First bag was a large, what we called fanny pack, now butt bag, whatever. It was huge. And I'd have insulin and needles in there. And I would take that with work with me to now where it's pretty much a backpack and allows me to put a lunch if I'm going into Vancouver in it. It allows me to do a pump change. Haven't had to do a pump change while streaming down the road, the freeway, heading into Vancouver yet. But if I didn't have this bag, things would be problematic. Don't allow surprise to get you. Here, the next area is dinner out. Dinner out can be fine if you're going to the same restaurant all the time, okay? You know what's there, you know what type of food, you know the sizing. Doesn't really need to be that much planning. There, spontaneity lives. If you're planning and you're going to a different restaurant, then planning needs to be part of it. I always, if I know where I'm going, I will phone up ahead and I will say, what's the menu? I can also look online now and I can see what's actually there. It allows me to count the carbs beforehand. What's in the food? Is there any special sauces? That sort of things. Do I need to find any hidden carbs? Nothing's worse than sitting there at a meal when you're with someone and going through and, oh yeah, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, that carb, yeah. When you know and you know what you're gonna have, it's a nice, easy touch. Most restaurants will have some sort of idea what carbs are in food. If you're wanting to order this, they may be able to do a specialty dish for you. Awesome. But phone ahead. Know what's going on. Is this going to take away the element of surprise? No, it's not. Not 100%. But the more you know, the better situated you will be. Business trips. When I used to go on business trips, and I'd be all over the province doing training when I was with my past employer. And with this, I taught so much to myself. I really tried to stay at the same hotels because I knew what was around each of them. There was one hotel I stayed in, which was rather rustic. We'll leave it at that. And it was in a small town. It looked across at the store where I was training. And it was wasn't a bad hotel. It wasn't the Hyatt Regency or anything, but it still was good. But it was the type of hotel, had a small restaurant that cooked to the local flavors. I didn't know what the carbs were. I ran 3 days having high blood sugars. It was kind of like, this area needs trainers to go in and train the new store staff. And I went in there and I was totally unprepared. So surprises can happen. But if you have your bag, you have your carbohydrate book, you're going to be easily, problem will be solved. Don't worry about spontaneity. You can have a suitcase in the back of the car. You can plan your meals out. If we're having a lunch meeting, again, you have to be prepared. There was even times I'd go to our store in an area and I would know what a sandwich was, whatever I could take. I knew what the carb count there was. Luckily enough, I worked for a convenience store chain, hey? But being prepared and having an emergency kit, even if you're going to the grocery store at home, I take my kit with me. If I'm going out shopping here, same difference. So planning doesn't kill spontaneity. You just have to plan things out and have a kit ready to go with a change of clothes if you're going to go away for the weekend. And with that, I hope you have a super day. I'm not really feeling well after last night, so I'll let you go. And with that, bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.